The Green and Gold Training Camp Wrap-Up Special. A full and in-depth look inside Packers Training Camp. Presented by American Advantage Insurance, Thornberry Creek at Oneida, and Kanekano Cultural Center. Here now, WFRV Local 5 Sports.
Welcome into our Green and Gold Training Camp Wrap-Up Show. I'm Kyle Malzahn. He's Carson Fowler to break everything down that happened at Ray Nitschke Field today between the Packers and Cardinals. Very eventful. But Carson, it's crazy to think that this is the last training camp practice of the summer. You blink an eye and here it's already gone. It's already gone.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was like 6 practices in the first 7 days, and then it's over. And what better way to end the summer than with a joint practice between LaFleur's, Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur. It was a LaFleur reunion.
Yeah, before even any bike riding took place, everybody wanted to talk about to Mike and Matt was about the relationship. And I think of the Harbaughs and other brotherly loves across the league, but this is a really cool thing for their family, for the two of them. There's not many stories like this, Carson, and it was a really cool moment over there at Ray Nitschke.
Yeah, the thing that I actually didn't know about these two is that Matt was a graduate assistant at Central Michigan when Mike was playing.
Yep.
And obviously his dad was the head coach at one point. Like, just a lot of cool storylines between these two. And then we find out that Matt orchestrated this happening, that he actually requested that Arizona would come to Green Bay for a preseason game. That was something the NFL was allowing this year. So, yeah, just super cool.
It was really cool being there for his senior year, being a GA at Central Michigan. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to go back to Central, was I wanted to watch my brother play. And that was a really cool time for us.
We both knew we wanted to be coaches, obviously him being 7.5 years older. But even when I was in junior high school, I knew what I was going to end up doing. And if you would have said I would have been the quarterback coach at Central Michigan, like, I'd probably just said you're full of crap, or whatever Matt said at my presser right there. So, no, you didn't envision any of this, and it's neat.
But the theatrics stopped and both teams took the field. A lot to get to in this one. No big fights, just a few scrums coming together of the offensive defensive line. Keyshawn Nixon wraps up a guy, holds him for too long. They start John. Tucker Kraft took a huge pop. Great to see Tucker Kraft back out there, Carson.
Don't forget that Sean Ryan headbutted Khalil Mack, too.
Yeah, that's about
or Mack Wilson, excuse me.
That was like the biggest extent to the two teams. But awesome to see Tucker Kraft back out there, because that was the first time that he really took a big hit since tearing his ACL against the Panthers last year.
Tucker Kraft gave the best answer to the question about how was that hit for you. He said, I needed it. That's football. I needed to get my bell rung. He even smiled. He said, he hit me good.
He's
like,
a good sport.
Not a lot of guys in this league hit me good, but he got me good. Overall, though, not a great day for the offense.
I mean, it started out really good. How training camp has worked with these joint practices, on one end of the field, it's the defense working. On the other end of the field, it's offense. I turn to my right, I see Brandon Cisse make an interception. And I turn to my left, and all of a sudden the ball's in the air 45 yards down the field. Jordan Love splits 2 defenders and drops it right into the breadbasket for a 45-yard touchdown. The offense was clicking on all cylinders to start, Carson, but then it just flipped at the end of the practice. I don't know what it was, but it felt like the energy was sucked out of Ray Nitschke Field, and a really disappointing finish, because the Packers, they went 0 for 4 in the 2-minute drills.
Yeah, and Jordan Love said it himself. He just felt like they didn't finish, which is kind of the epitome of all of was last year. And I think the hope was that this would be a day to clean some of that up, and they're not quite there yet.
I think we started off the day really hot, and we're making a lot of plays. And I think towards the end we didn't finish as well. And I think that's obviously something we've harped on throughout the offseason, throughout training camp. I think that was the kind of lowest point of the day. I think in training camp, the joint practices, I think it gets a little chippy, things happen, emotions start running a little higher. So we got to find ways to be able to just dial back in, focus back in, and be able to finish a practice.
And look, on the defensive side, when the Cardinals were on the field, Marvin Harrison Jr. has this toe tap, kind of spectacular catch against Brandon Cisse. I would say it spoke more about Marvin Harrison Jr. being the stellar wide receiver he is than this guy, Brandon Cisse, being a rookie in the league. But you got to make sure that you break it up, right?
No, I agree with you. And listen, for Brandon Cisse, who you're referencing, he's a rookie. It's his first time hitting another team that isn't his own in the NFL. So I'll give him a break for this day.
Right.
What worried me was how badly Trey McBride darted up the Packers' ones in the second half when we saw them go one-on-one. I mean, it was like every single time he had them beat. Now, I understand he's a big guy. He's probably one of the best tight ends in the NFL. But at some point, guys, you got to step up and take the guy out.
So obviously, came out fast, had a couple interceptions and a couple big plays, but it's always about how we finish, you know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, you can go up 21 in a game, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, and then you come back and you look at the screen and it's like, oh my gosh, it's a 2-minute drive. So we got to be able to finish those kind of plays, and we'll look at it, and I'm sure JG will be harping on it really hard. He's a great defensive coordinator, so we'll get it fixed.
Now, Brian Gutekunst did talk before practice. He was asked about Josh Jacobs and where that stood. It is still an ongoing legal case. No really big updates other than the fact that the Green and Gold are preparing, just like they would for any position, a possible suspension. They think that that they have reinforcements in the building if that comes to life. No idea, as this is still a legal, ongoing investigation. So going to be really interesting to see what they do. But I would say this, Carson, as we wrap up this segment, a disappointing day, because if this was the last time that the starters took the field on your home turf, you kind of let Arizona walk in and steal every little bit of energy on that practice field. So good work. Nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Something to learn from. And as we said all summer long and all season long, this team needs a finish when it matters the most. But good stuff. Training camp's over. But we are not over with the show yet, because we have Ryan Wood. He joins me at Lambeau Field as training camp comes to a close. We'll break everything down and hear from the Green Bay Nation co-host himself on the other side.
We had like a schedule, and all you see is like one-on-one, but it's like this thin. It's like 30 seconds. I'm like, that's probably me that's going to be up there for that one-on-one. And all you see is a picture of me and my brother. I said, oh, man, that's going to be first thing.
It was a one-on-one in the red zone. He ran the slant. I mean, we have some opinions on the slant, but it was cool. He caught the ball, man. I was going to leave it up there.
The LaFleur brothers weren't the only duo of bros on the field. The Meltons going at it too, which was really awesome.
Yeah, it was cool to capture that moment. But you know what's even cooler, Kyle?
What's that?
You going one-on-one with our Green Bay Nation co-host, Ryan Wood.
Let's take it away. Let's go to Lambeau Field, because I caught up with Ryan Wood himself to talk about today and a plethora of other things with the Green and Gold.
All right, here with our Green Bay Nation co-host, expert covering the Green Bay Packers. His name's Ryan Wood of the Green Bay Press-Gazette. Ryan, today's joint practice, there's a lot of storylines. Obviously, the charades beforehand with the LaFleurs, the Meltons. But getting into the X's and O's, this practice didn't go according to plan for the Green and Gold. What's your biggest takeaway as we just got off the practice field?
So I'm standing out there today, and a lovely day. Thank God it's not melting us with the heat and humidity.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, this is a good start, right? You watch the offense, so you can speak to that. Mm-hmm. Defense, they were playing downhill. They were getting sacks. Jonathan Gannon was doing his scheme, creativity, getting unblocked pressure looks and unblocked run stuff, just playing downhill. It didn't end that way.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, this is a lot like 2025. Hot start and a terrible finish. And I'm not going to make a joint practice more than what it is. It's a joint practice. We don't know what this means come September. This is the last most meaningful practice until the 53 is announced, until, getting ready for week one. But if you had the season you had last year, Kyle, and the first time you step on a field against someone wearing different laundry than you, I think you would want to finish better. And they did not finish well.
Well, that was interesting you say that, because Brandon Cisse, the Packers rookie quarterback who's coming into the secondary, almost verbatim said what you said. We started well, but we need to finish better. And isn't that the description of what the 2025 season was? All right, you said that you were on the defensive side. I was on the offensive side. Speaking of Cisse, the rookie, he flashed today. What'd you see? Because he hauled in an interception that was the first big roar from the Packers crowd out there at Ray Nitschke.
Yeah, and maybe it's not a tricky interception because the receiver on the play slipped.
Okay.
He went down. Brandon Cisse didn't. But how many times have we seen this secondary not make the easy plays?
Yeah.
Corners not make the easy plays. There's still something to be said for the offense is gifting you a play to make, and you are still able to make it. Even for a rookie, that's what you got to do. You got to take the plays that come to you, because in this league, there's not a lot that times that happens. And he was able to do that. He stood strong and would have gone a long way on the return. Every time we've seen Brandon Cisse, he's just in the right place. He's where he needs to be, when he needs to be there. And if you're going to gift him a play, he's a rookie, that'll take it and say thank you very much.
Let's talk offense, because while you were watching the defense, I was on the offensive side. It started out as perfect as you could for Jordan Love in the offense. Jordan Love couldn't miss, highlighted by a 45-yard touchdown, double covered, split the defenders, ended up a touchdown right in the hands of Matthew Golden, which got another big crowd roar. But it didn't end so well. Both the starting offense and the second team offense couldn't punch it in the 2-minute drill. Really disappointing finish for the Packers, Ryan, as you know, this joint practice went just over 2 hours.
If you're going to ask me going into the practice which offense is more likely to punch a pair of 2-minute drills into the end zone, I would have said the Packers, not the Jacoby Brissett. Nothing against Mike LaFleur, but that offense in Arizona is going to have some issues, and yet on the same field today, it's Jacoby Brissett taking advantage of Trey McBride. It was like any time he saw Makaton Oladapo, who's the third-string nickel, that's a matchup he likes, and he just went to it over and over again. It was the Cardinals that put in the end zone and not the Packers, so some learning things. Now, Matthew Golden had a chance late in that 2-minute drill. Sure looked like it could have been a touchdown. He just couldn't get his feet down in the back of the end zone. He was out of bounds. So they moved the ball. It wasn't a total train wreck, but that's that word again, right? Finish.
Yep.
This is a team that didn't finish last year. They didn't finish today. And all offseason, I've just kind of been sitting on, until I see it, I'm not going to expect it, and I didn't see it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not there where I'm expecting it yet.
All right, kicking situation in Green Bay, Ryan. There obviously is two sides to Trey Smack. One at Lambeau Field, and when the kicks actually matter inside of the preseason. Then there's today at the practice field where it can get a little iffy. Overreaction or a plausible reaction for what Trey Smack has done this preseason and training camp?
It's going to be very interesting to see him kick in the stadium again. The last time we saw that, the only time we've seen that was family night when it really turned things around for him. He goes, 5 of 6, 6 of 7 that night. He had been struggling before then, and he has been on a heater since. Today's practice notwithstanding, Kyle, I look at the flags when I'm out there at Ray Nitschke Field. He missed a couple wide right. It was blowing hard to the right. It's an extremely difficult place to channel the wind, especially this time of year. Trey Smack's going to be the kicker. We'll have to see if he's fine. There's going to be big moments where he'll really be tested. We haven't seen that yet from him. That's going to be the true barometer for whether he's ready to be a kicker for a Super Bowl contending team. But I'm not so sure, Kyle, that right now if he was standing where we are, based on what we've seen in the preseason, he couldn't split the uprights from the opposite goalpost back there. That's the kind of leg he has and has shown. I think there's a lot of confidence in him.
Jordan Love. When we talk about the quarterback in Green Bay, if the Packers want to get to the promised land and where they have to go, you only go as far as your starting quarterback takes you. What is that next step for Jordan Love as this team is in win-now mode and has Super Bowl aspirations?
The next step is going to be, can he be the impact player? Can he move the needle week in and week out in winning moments?
Okay.
Can he be the deciding factor? Because this is a league built on parity. All games every week come down to the wire. We saw that last year, right? How many of those games did he in the crunch time move the needle? Not enough. Yeah. He has a tremendous arm, tremendously poised. He mitigates the rush very well. He operates Matt LaFleur's offense to a T. He does a lot of things at a very high level. EPA, analytics, love him, and for good reason. But at the end of the day, what separates the Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons, those guys, they'll win you games at the end. And I think Jordan Love has that in him. When you cut through all the external kind of muck and the blurriness of what this team is, especially after last year, this is a team with a top 8, if not certainly top 10 quarterback. If you're one of those teams, you're expected to not just make the playoffs as a 7th seed.
Yeah.
You're expected to contend to win your conference and get to a Super Bowl because the other 3/4 of the league is envying you. You're one of those teams that has that guy at that position, and the Packers do. That's what they need out of Jordan Love, and that's what they need from this season as a whole.
Okay, this season as a whole, as we talk about the Green Bay Packers heading into the regular season, the Green Bay Packers will be on top of the NFC North and in Super Bowl contention if what?
I think I told you this going into training camp, and it's can they be the team that throws the punch?
Yeah.
Can they be the team that fights? Because I know there's a team in Chicago that will do that.
Yep.
Chicago doesn't always play pretty football. They didn't last year. But fourth quarter, they're going to hit you in the mouth.
Yeah.
They were going to fight tooth and nail for that yard, right? And we're still waiting to see this from the Packers. Over time, if you don't do that, you're going to adopt that soft label. And this is a team that needs to show that it's hard-nosed. It's not soft. It will fight. They have plenty of talent. It's not a roster issue. They have the quarterback. Micah Parsons is coming back. They have plenty of talent around both sides of the ball. Can they be the team that fights? Can they outfight Chicago in the fourth quarter? Those are the questions that this team needs to answer.
All right, when we come back on our Green and Gold training camp wrap-up show, there's a competition in the cornerback room. We'll hear from one of them. I go one-on-one with Kamal Haddon. That and more coming up next on our Green and Gold training camp wrap-up show. Well, we've heard about Keyshawn Nixon. We've talked about Brandon Cisse, all this cornerback competition. One guy that a lot of people are forgetting about is the name of Kamal Haddon, who's back in the fold after suffering a gruesome injury a season ago. I talked to the Packers cornerback in the locker room. Let's hear from a guy who's ready to make his mark in this league.
All right, Kamal, you're back on the field. How much is this a blessing just to be back with your brothers and the guys that you grind with day in and day out?
Man, it's a real blessing. It's a true honor, and I'm just happy to be out there and blessed to be out there and able to do what I love to do.
Now, you've been making a ton of plays this preseason and training camp. Where do you feel like you're at, and how much has your kind of game have grown throughout your time here?
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm picking up where I left off. I feel like I'm in a real good spot. Made a few plays here, but still a lot more I can learn from. I'm just starting being inside and things like that. So it's just a lot of learning to do and a lot of things that I could, be better at. So I'm just happy to be out there and happy to be able to, make an impact with my guys.
One thing I appreciate watching your game is you're a very passionate guy. You're always loud. You're always out there communicating, but you care about this. For somebody who hasn't watched Kamal Haddon play, what can you tell them about who you are as a football player?
I kind of, man, if you, like you said, man, if you watch the tape, you cut the tape on, you'll be able to, tell right away. I'm a guy that I love to communicate. I'm loud. I can be myself. I can be real energetic. I have fun out there. That's the main thing where it all come from. I love playing football. I love being around the guys. I love the camaraderie of the game. I love, just having as many players and things that we do that brings a football team together. Ultimately is trying to win and, do a thing that everybody have to play a part. So it's just it's a good team thing. I just love playing and I love, being around it. So
where do you think this secondary is at ahead of the final preseason game?
Man, I feel like we haven't fully got to where we, want to be, but I feel like we trending in the right direction. We always got so much that we could work on, but we definitely, I feel like a top group in the league, and we definitely gonna put the whole world on notice, how good we are and how good we can be.
Obviously, the NFL, nothing is given. How do you approach Sunday's cut-down day? Do you just kind of focus on you, or do you know that that's coming up and, you want to show up and show out in this final preseason game?
No, definitely. I'm a guy. I'm definitely aware. I definitely like to keep that in front of me and keep, my main thing, the main thing. But I just attack it like everything. Like I said, when the game was taken away from you in a way that you don't expect it, it make you appreciate it much more. And and when things like that come up, when cut days and stuff like that come up, I just go out there and do what I do. But also, I let it drive me as well. What I'm saying, I want to get a put out and out there, and I want to show everybody that I could play, and also just show my team that I could play and let them know that they can count on me when the time is here.
Only 4 days separate these NFL players from NFL Cutdown Day. When we come back on our Green and Gold Training Camp wrap-up show, Carson Fowler and I, we will give our surprise cuts, our surprise makes, and much more. That and more is coming up next after the break.
It's not easy, and we get a bunch of coaches and a bunch of scouts, and if you ask them to all draw that up and how they'd break down the 53, you probably get a ton of different answers. So hopefully we'll get to the end of this and make the right decisions for the Packers.
5 p.m. on Sunday will be the cutdown day in the NFL. It's the initial 53. There will be more moves made before the Packers take the field in Week 1, Carson. Double-edged sword, as always. Hard conversations to be made, but those decisions have to be made.
Yeah.
What is one surprise cut that in your mind right now will happen for the green and gold?
So I think it was a surprise cut at the beginning of training camp. Now I'm actually not so sure, but I'm sticking with my answer from our initial special that started training camp. The 6th-round pick for the Packers this year, Damani Jackson. We have not talked to him at all, and I know he's dealt with some injuries as well, but he's my surprise cut. Just haven't really seen much room with a very crowded cornerback room. He's cut.
Totally fair. For me, it is Matt Orzech. Kind of a hot take there, but with how Cal Adamitis is operating in this long snapper competition, I feel like you can't mess it up. All right, surprise keep for you, Carson.
So it's funny you say cut Matt Orzech. On my keep side, it's keep Cal Adamitis, because don't mess with what's working. If Trace Mack likes this holder and Daniel Willen like this long snapper, keep him around.
All right, mine is Jalen Simpson in the cornerback room. It feels like every single day he's just showing up and making plays, especially with how deep that competition is. Carson, the Packers will talk on Saturday between Matt LaFleur, Brian Gutekunst, and then they will come back to Lambeau Field on Sunday before that 5 p.m. cutdown day. Training camp was fun, man. Just 2 camp dogs riding in and out. That's going to do it for our Green and Gold Training Camp wrap-up show. For Carson Fowler and everyone else involved back there in the production booth, we thank you so much. Week 1 is just a few weeks away and can't wait to get the ball rolling. Thanks so much for watching, folks. Have a good night.
This has been the Green and Gold Training Camp Wrap-Up Special. Presented by American Advantage Insurance, Thornberry Creek at Oneida, and Kane Kano Lu Cultural Center. Thanks for watching. Go Pack, go!